Welcome back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Warhammer 40k battle report for you today. We're continuing with Planetary Onslaught today. We're going to be doing a Siege Warfare mission. We're doing Mission 5, the Big Push. This will be 2,000 points, Blood Angels versus Thousand Suns. The Thousand Suns are the defenders and will be in the trenches across from us here. And they have two objectives set up for this mission. They are represented by the communications towers. The objectives are worth 3 points each, and each of the bunkers begins the game dilapidated. So he has 5 of those. The bunkers are armor 12 and have 4 whole points to start the game out. Each turn he rolls a d6 for each bunker. On a 6 he restores it to power and it gets its armor 14 back and the guns become active. But if a unit is inside, he will pass on a 5 instead of on a 6. He gets a point at the end of the game for each building he restores, and the attackers, which are the Blood Angels, will get a point for every building that they destroy or take away from him by game's end. The Thousand Suns will deploy first and the Blood Angels will go first. So you have seen the table. We will be back with the army lists. Next up we have the Blood Angels, 2,000 points. They are running a combined arms detachment. We have 2 assault squads. The champions, or sergeants rather, in these squads have power fists, but they're actually running with power mauls. He does not have models yet for that. We have 2 Razorback squads. They have a las cannon and twin plasma guns on their Razorback. And then the 5 Marines inside are carrying a melta gun in each squad. For fast attack, he has a bike squad, 8 men strong, plus an attack bike. Attack bike has multi-melta. Sergeant is a veteran sergeant with a power maul, and he has 2 grav guns in the squad. Then he has a sanguinary priest as his HQ. His warlord trait was -1 to the enemy's reserve rolls. 5 Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators, and a Land Raider Crusader as a dedicated transport. Then for his heavy supports, he has 2 Devastator squads. 1 has 4 las cannons, 1 has 4 plasma cannons. We will be right back with the Thousand Suns. Alright, we got the Thousand Suns, 2,000 points. Josh is going to walk us down his force, and the psychic powers, follow the link in the description. We will have those on the blog to save a little bit of time here.
Okay, so I'm going to be running the Grand Coven detachment. So my core is a War Cabal, being led by Ahriman. And then for my first choice, I have a Sorcerer with 3 levels, standard, stock and fair with a staff. Then I have 1 squad of Rubric Marines, 10 strong, no upgrades. Then I have 1 squad of 5 Scarab Occult Terminators, no upgrades. Then for my first auxiliary choice, I have a Zangor Warherd. They're being led by a Sorcerer, and the formation is 4 squads of 10 Zangors. Then for my next 3 auxiliaries, I have 3 individual Mauler Fiends. They have no upgrades, they are just stock. And then for my final auxiliary, I have a Legion Armory formation with a squadron of 3 Predators with twin-link las cannon turrets.
Alrighty, so you have seen the armies and you have seen the table. We are going to get stuck into the Maelstrom as the long war continues. The battlefield is set. The Thousand Suns have deployed. Punched their Zangors into the buildings to start fiddling with all these relics, try to get these buildings operational again. And the Thousand Sun squad here in the middle. The rest of the buildings are all inhabited by the riffraff, and the Sorcerer is down here. Also have their war engines spread out across the table as well. The Blood Angels went for a little bit of a refused flank deployment, have their Devastators set up along the front along with their armor. I only had a 6-inch deployment, so they're pushed back a little bit there. And their bikes and assault marines down here on the flank. Blood Angels have a preliminary bombardment before the game begins. We're going to resolve that, and we will be back with the damage before the Blood Angels begin turn 1. Blood Angels bombardment was of minimal effect. The only unit that was connected on was this Mauler Fiend. He took 4 hits. They are Strength 8, AP 3. The way this works, for those of you who don't have Planetary Assault, you roll a d6 for each building and unit. If you roll a 6, that unit or building takes d6, Strength 8, AP 3 hits. The only unit that we rolled a 6 on was the Mauler Fiend. He took 4 hits, 2 of which pinned him. 1 got stopped by the invul, and the one that pinned him and got through caused a shaken result, which he shrugged off with demonic possession. So Blood Angels have first turn, no option for seize the initiative in this, and we will be back after they have begun the carnage. Blood Angels shooting for turn 1 is over. There will not be an assault phase, so we're going to go ahead and shoot our final video before the Thousand Suns take over. The tanks all started their general advance along with the bikes and the jump packers, making some conservative moves forward to begin the turn. All the firepower, las cannons, and all that went into the Predators back here. One las cannon managed to score a penetrating hit and blow the turret off of one of the Predators. But no other damage there other than the plasma cannons. Both plasma cannon squads went here. The first squad did nothing, got hot on the first roll, and the other one scattered off 7 inches this direction. But the other two both scored hits, covered up the building, and the Maelstrom did nothing to the building, but all the plasma apparently hit the battlements and rolled down the backside and gave him a gooey, warm bath in plasma. So this guy melted down and was destroyed by hits from the plasma cannons. So first blood is scored there. We will be back as the Thousand Suns answer. Thousand Suns turn 1 as the Blood Angels. Not much going on as far as assault phase for sure, so we're going to go ahead and wrap the whole turn up at once. Movement phase, they just shuffled around a little bit. This Maelstrom moved a little deeper into cover, and the Predators jiggled to get the guy out front who had taken damage. This Maelstrom started his move up here. Shooting phase, he ran and moved up further here. In the psychic phase, the only psychic power everybody is in buildings because none of the buildings rolled a 5 to renew themselves. Armin threw 5 dice at invisibility and turned the Predators invisible for the coming turn. Predators then zinged 2 las cannon rounds here, both hit and pinned, immobilized, and shook this Razorback, but the guys inside are okay. So that is the end of turn 1. Right now it is 1-0 in favor of the Blood Angels, but the bunkers have not been scored yet, nor the objectives. So we will be back following turn 2 for the Blood Angels. Blood Angels turn 2 rolls to an end. Armor continued its advance while the Devastators waited back with their fire support. The assault element continued to bulk this corner with the red ocean of bodies. Everything here moved up. Grav guns fired at the Maelstrom but did no damage to it. The Melta-guns from here fired long-range shots, hit this bunker, and exploded it with a total detonation. Killed 8 of the 10 guys. The 2 Zangors fell out and pinned. The Maelstrom then caught las cannon fire from the flank here. He lost, what, 2 hull points? Mm-hmm. So he lost 2 hull points, one of which shook him, but he demonically shrugged that once again. Multi-Melta from here fired, but also did not do anything. The Land Raider Crusader moved up, fired some shots into this building, and machine spirited its snap fire here, but no damage done in either case. And then down here, the las cannons and the plasma cannons fired. Plasma cannons knocked this building out. Killed 7 of them with a total collapse. The other 3 fell out and were also pinned. However, both Zangor squads did pass their morale checks and are still around. The assault squad down here that did not fire, they attempted a charge on the Zangors, needing a 12 just to get some extra distance, but they did not make that charge. So no assault phase once again. We will be going into the bottom of turn 2, and we will be back after the Thousand Suns react. In the bottom of turn 2, the Thousand Suns have reached their assault phase. This Maelstrom is continuing his flanking maneuver, trying to keep some cover. The batteries here on the Firestorm Redoubt got to fire this turn. It finally healed itself, reactivated as buildings were exploding. The Thousand Suns realized, hey, we better take this seriously. The people are starting to die. So they went ahead and reactivated that building, fired their automated las cannons here, needing 6s to hit, scored 3 hits, and pulverized this Razorback. The guys inside are ballistic skill 1, but they did not pin. That was it for shooting damage. Well, I take that back right here. The Predators took invisibility again from Armin, fired here and scored 1 penetrating hit that shook the Land Raider, knocked the whole point out. And then the Mauler Fiend survived Overwatch and charged in here. So we have 1 melee to handle, and then we will be back. Turn 2 combat has been resolved. The Mauler Fiend took a glancing hit from the Power Maul, but he made his 5-up invul. He proceeded to crush 3 Marines and burn another one down with his Melta cutters. They promptly decided that the Mauler Fiend was too big for them and decided to run away. They passed their initiative check and escaped back to here with a 10-inch fallback. Mauler Fiend consolidated deeper into the Marine lines. He needs a it will not die roll, and that will be the end of the turn. So on his roll, he does not get his hull point back. So that is the end of turn 2. We will be back after the Blood Angels answer in the top of 3. Blood Angels turn 3 is up to the assault phase. Through baseline shooting from the Devastators that are right across the back, they were able to get an explodes result on this Mauler Fiend, destroy it, and get it out of the backfield. All of the box and the Assault Marines moved up here. Melt a gun from here, fired and destroyed the Mauler Fiend, finished him off. The Assault Marines ran along the flank. The box all moved up and fired into this building, but weren't able to do any damage with their Grav and Melta. The Land Raider moved up, fired one rack of bolters here, and destroyed the entire squad of Zangors that were in the trench. The other rack snap fired over here, did one wound to these Zangors, the other two broke and are falling back. In the assault phase, the Terminators have locked up the Invisible Predators. We are going to finish that one up, and we will be back as turn 3 for the Blood Angels finishes up. Blood Angels assault phase finishes up. The Terminators charge in, and despite having as many attacks as they did, they scored one hit, which pinned and immobilized the lead Predator. So pretty cruddy rolling there, even through invisibility. But they are back in their field now, starting to do some damage there, and did quite a bit of damage mop up by getting rid of the 2 Mauler Fiends. However, the Thousand Sun bulk in the center, their veterans of the Long War, are still in the fight, and half of the Zangors are still in this. So we will be back as the Thousand Suns finish out turn 3. The Thousand Suns have completed their turn 3 up to the assault phase. Shooting, the Predators abandoned their immobilized squad mate, moved out here and fired to put one more hull point in the Land Raider, but did no damage. In the psychic phase, Ahriman and his guys, along with the Rubrics, moved out. Did Treason of Zinch on these box. The Grav Guns managed to kill 2 of these Assault Marines, but no other damage was done. Shooting-wise, I think that was about it. Assault phase, though, and also Telepathy Discipline gave invisibility to the Rubric Marines. They charged in here because this guy Perils, but he rolled a 6 and passed his leadership test. So he has Smash, Fleshbane, and all that good nonsense right now. So they went ahead and charged into the Thunderhammer Terminators. 2 of them, I did forget, died to shooting. The Terminators back there killed 1, and the Rubrics killed 1 before they charged in. Down here, the Zangors made their charge. They lost 2 guys on Overwatch before they charged, and they did roll an 8, so they're not strength 4. But got a combat going on there, and 1 with the Rubrics. We will be back after that is finished. Thousand Suns immediately rolls to an end. In combat here, the Priest took a wound, and 2 more Terminators were cut down. They were unable to score any hits back because of invisibility. The survivors failed their morale check and fell back to here. Over here, the Zangors charged in. The Assault Marines biffed big time, did 1 wound to them, wounded 3 times, but 2 6s were rolled on their saves, and 1 Marine was cut down in return, so drawn combat there. So that is the end of turn 3. The Blood Angels will be back, and we will be back with a video once that is finished. Blood Angels turn 4 is up to the assault phase. Plasma cannons are out of target, so they moved up and ran, along with this squad here that's out of the wrecked Razorback. Their buddies down here did the same. The Sanguinary Priest and the last Terminator got back in the Land Raider, scooted over here and fired its assault cannon to no effect. The box fired here. The Grav Cannon Combat Squad immobilized this one, and the Multi-Melta immobilized this one. The Multi-Melta Combat Squad tried to make an assault, but rolled a 6. They would have needed 1 more to make that charge. Down here, these guys moved up and charged in support of their buddies. So we have a combat that's going to go on there. And also the Las Cannons fired. I lied. The Assault Cannon did not fire at the Predators. It fired here, punched a point out, and did a partial collapse on this building. And the Las Cannons in the backfield punched this building out and destroyed it. So that's where we're at right now. Blood Angels are going to finish up their assault phase, and we will be back. Blood Angels assault phase ends with predictable results. The Zangors are slaughtered before they get a chance to swing, and the Assault Marines consolidate out. So that is it for Blood Angels turn 4. Thousand Suns have the last word here, and then we will go into turn 5. Thousand Suns turn 4 finishes up. Movement for the most part, just repositioning here. Zangor's running down here around this objective to get some movement here. On this end, both sorcerers had to cast invisibility. Got it on this squad and on this squad, correct? Mm-hmm. And then an attempt at Treason of Zinch, threw 7 dice at it, but did not get it off, trying to get this Multi-Melta to frag its Land Raider, but could not get him to do so. No matter how much he whispered, he just would not listen. So each of these rubric units are under that spell, so they've got invisibility. 4 Marines went down from the rubric shooting, passed their morale check. They attempted a disordered charge, but only made it to the first squad, so those 2 guys up close are in combat with them. That's the only combat we have. And shooting-wise, I don't think, didn't really do much. Killed a couple of bikes here. 2 of these bikers went down, but they passed their morale check. So we got a close combat to deal with, and we will be back as turn 4 rolls to an end. Thousand Sons assault phase comes to an end. They charge in and finish the 2 Marines up without any issue. Being invisible, they don't take any hits in their turn, and consolidate around the building here. So that is the end of 4. Blood Angels coming back in 5, the top of the potentially last turn, and we will be back once they have done all of their moves and shooting. Blood Angels have completed the top of turn 5, and it is now beyond the reach of the Thousand Sons without some fairly ridiculous luck stuff that we're just not going to bother going through. The Thousand Sons are going to go ahead and throw the towel in there. The 2 Zangors here were shot off the objective by the Land Raider. The bikes and everything else moved up. The grav gun scored 2 6s and wrecked out both of these Predators. A couple of inconsequential shots went to this Predator but didn't finish it off. The Jump Marines went ahead and jumped to the back of the building and embarked in it so that the Thousand Sons couldn't shoot them up or assault them in the coming turn, so that they could contest this building and take the point for having scored that building. And then the Thunderhammer Terminator, the last survivor, and the Sanguinary Priest jumped out, charged in here, and destroyed the final building. So at that point, the Blood Angels have taken all 5 buildings and scored first blood. And with this objective contested, and this one is now shot empty, it is 6-0 in favor of the Blood Angels at that point. As always, we will have after-action reviews and army lists at the blog. Give us a like on Facebook and a subscription on YouTube if you want to see more. That's the best way for us to see what you guys are interested in, and we are very appreciative of all those subscribers that have already done so. And as always, guys, thanks for spending time with us today at the Maelstrom.